With all the cards from the Descent of Dragons expansion finally revealed, and the expansion's December 10th release date getting ever closer, we thought we'd predict the top 10 cards from the entire expansion. These predictions are not only based on power level, but also on playability. To make this list, cards need to have a top-tier archetype they fit into, and need to be one of the defining cards of that archetype or archetypes. So for example, a card like Lightning Breath does not make the list, even though it's extremely powerful, because Dragon Shaman likely won't be a viable archetype. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe to the channel in order to stay up to date with all of our Descent of Dragons content. The first card we will be looking at is Blazing Battle Mage. This card is easily the least flashy one on this list, but it also might be the most played card of the entire expansion. Recently, Hearthstone has been lacking strong neutral 1 and 2 drops to play in your aggro decks, and this makes Blazing Battle Mage all the more necessary. Expect to see this card played in potential top decks such as Aggro Shaman and Pirate Warrior, as well as in tempo-based Highlander decks, and even some more fringe aggressive decks like Token Druid and Secret Hunter. Next up, we have the new warrior hero card Galakrond the Unbreakable, a card that has been pretty underrated by the Hearthstone community in recent days. Galakrond the Unbreakable has some incredible support cards. Awaken is close to a 3-mana swipe, Ritual Chopper averages to a 2.5/2 of stats for 2 mana, and removes basically any possible 2-mana play, and Scion of Ruin is a great value and tempo card in the late game, which also activates Dragon synergies. Galakrond the Unbreakable itself is just a nice support card which provides some late game value, but it is on this top 10 list for the strength of the archetype it enables. Not only does Kronks Dragon provide Galakrond decks with some much needed draw consistency, it is also an utterly broken effect of your choice when you have already played Galakrond. Perhaps more key to Galakrond decks than Galakrond himself, expect to see this card in top level decks for the next 2 years. One drawback to note is that when you've drawn Galakrond but not yet played it, this card has no effect, but the times this is problematic are a small price to pay for all the games this card will win you. Overall, Kronks Dragonhoof could be in 3 different competitive decks, as Galakrond Warrior and Galakrond Shaman will likely be top tier decks, and Galakrond Priest is looking promising as well. Friz Kindle Roost is so strong that before the final cards were revealed, it looked like only dragon decks would be top tier archetypes. Not only is playing Friz Kindle Roost on turn 4 a power spike comparable to Prince Kaliseth on 2, or Luna's Pocket Galaxy on 5, it is also a solid body which only needs minor upside to be worth playing. If you even get to cheat out 1 cheap dragon due to Friz's effect, it is already very worthwhile, and on average you will cheat out far more than just 1. Think about how strong Innervate used to be, and then you will understand how useful free increments of 2 mana can be, especially when used to accelerate an early game mana curve. Expect this card to be one of the most played and most powerful legendaries from the whole Descent of Dragons expansion. While Surging Tempest might not quite be Tunnel Trog, it could be just as influential in a meta with less top tier 1-drops than in the past. Not only that, but there are lots more desirable Overload cards to play than in the past, and other strong Overload synergy cards such as Thunderhead and Cumulo Maximus which give you additional reason to run those Overload cards. Surging Tempest will not only be one of the best cards in Aggro Shaman, but will also be a solid 1-drop for Token Shaman and Galakrond Shaman as well. On first glance, Neckcream Apothecary isn't the most impressive card because of the weakness of Deathrattle Rogue as an archetype. However, this card is so strong that not only makes Deathrattle Rogue significantly stronger, it also could force its way into the standard tempo rogue list. Instead of playing a full Deathrattle package, you can just play a couple powerful Deathrattles such as Mechanical Whelp and a Nubasath Warbringer that guarantee your Neckcream Apothecary is a pre-nerf Spiteful Summoner level power strike on turn 4. Neckcream Apothecary also negates some of the downside of being forced to run these Deathrattle minions, as it draws them when played, helping you cycle past them to the rest of your deck. If this card performs as well as it looks like it could, Tempo Rogue could spend another meta as a top tier deck. Our pre-expansion pick for the best version of Galakrond, the Shaman hero Galakrond the Tempest, is not only an activator for strong invoke cards like Invocation of Frost, Corrupt Elementalist, and Dragon's Pack, it is also a great card on its own. There will be a lot of games where your win condition will be the 2 8/8 rush minions you get from the fully upgraded Galakrond's Battlecry, and all these invoke synergy cards fit well with other token Shaman cards from the Descent of Dragons. Thanks to all of these powerful cards, it's looking like Shaman's reign of terror might not be over yet. It seemed wrong to pick only one of these 2 powerful dragon synergy cards to include in our top 10, as they work together to make a dragon warlock deck possible. Whether the archetype adopts a mid-range shell, a heavy control shell, or a handlock shell, it seems seems inevitable that there will be a strong anti-aggro Warlock deck present in the competitive meta. In a similar way to Duskbreaker, Crazed Netherwing will regularly win boards single-handedly, and Netherbreath is a defensive tool even stronger than Lesser Amethyst Spellstone was in the past. Expect Warlock to be a truly relevant class for the first time since the days of Evenlock. Cheating out expensive cards is one of the most powerful things you can do in Hearthstone, and Dragoncaster is about to become the strongest mana cheat card in the game. Not only that, but it also enables Luna's Pocket Galaxy and could easily return it to its pre-nerf glory. Aside from just Luna's Pocket Galaxy, Mage also has many other powerful expensive cards such as Flamestrike, Power of Creation, Pyroblast, and Puzzle Box of Yogg-Saron, all of which are great to reduce with Dragoncaster. Alongside a great Mage Dragon package which includes Malygos, Aspect of Mage, and Arcane Breath, Dragoncaster is likely to be one of the top cards in a Tier 1 archetype. Whether that archetype is a Highlander Dragon Mage, a standard 2-off Dragon Mage, or both. There will be plenty of cards which will go in the newly reborn Pirate Warrior that could have warranted a spot in this top 10, but Parachute Brigand stands alone as the top 1. A Patches-type Power Strike in the game's first turns, this card will allow you to snowball early boards and push vital face damage to set up for Arcanite Reaper and Korkron Elite lethals. Additionally, Parachute Brigand has excellent synergies with South Sea Captain and Skybarge that will also create game-winning tempo swings. Love it or hate it, Pirate Warrior may be making its triumphant return to the top of the Hearthstone meta for the first time in years. We hope you have enjoyed our predictions of the top 10 cards from the Descent of Dragons expansion, and we look forward to seeing the accuracy of these predictions when the expansion releases on December 10th. Let us know in the comments what some of your top cards from the expansion are, and be sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for plenty more Descent of Dragons videos. We'll see you next time.